it's not just texting. Apparently drivers are Instagramming and video chatting too, all on the road. Now, I'm just going to come out there and say it. I'm not one of those people that has never texted and drove. I've done it before. I am guilty. I have texted and driven at the same time. I'm not particularly proud of it. When I see another driver doing it, I think they're the worst person ever, and yet here I am. But I can say for now I haven't Instagrammed or video chatted, so I got that going for me. That makes me better than America. Check it out. 46 states now have laws that explicitly ban texting while driving, but smartphones can distract drivers in many other ways. This new survey came out, commissioned by AT&T. Here's what it had to say. Okay, drivers aren't just texting behind the wheel. Here's the percentage of, this was done based on a sample of just over 2,000 smartphone-owning U.S. drivers. 61% regularly text and drive, 33% regularly email and drive, 28% browse the internet, 27% use Facebook, 17% use photos, 14% use Twitter, 14% use Instagram, 12% take video, 11% take Snapchats, and 10% video chat. Okay, this is a big deal, right? 30% of drivers who said they use Twitter admitted to doing so behind the wheel, quote, all the time. Now, why do people use phones while driving? This is another one of those interesting questions that when we dive into it, the answers are a little surprising, okay? The strange thing is that most people seem to know, hey, including me, right? We talked about this. Most people seem to know that using their phones while driving is not a good idea. In this survey, just 27% of people who took video while driving thought they could do so safely. In a recent survey by AAA, meanwhile, 78.6% of drivers said texting or emailing while driving is a very serious threat to safety. Where does this paradox come into play? How does this happen that we know it's bad, we think everyone else who's doing it is terrible, but it doesn't apply to us, right? It's just fundamental human psychology. People behind the wheel with the cell phone, many of these same drivers will use it, okay? The AAA survey found that 36.1% of drivers had texted or emailed in the previous month. 22% of those who had used social media while driving mentioned addiction to social media as a reason. The immediate impulse to use the phone seems to overwhelm the rational knowledge that it's risky. Now, okay, how dangerous is it to use your phone while driving? Data is still coming out on this. Smartphones really, when we think about it, they haven't been around that long. It's hard to collect data when technology is rapidly advancing like this. So, first of all, crashes caused by phones are notoriously underreported. Most drivers are not going to be willing to admit that their phone was what caused a crash. No doubt about that. Around 10% of fatal crashes and 17% of all crashes that cause injuries involve driver distraction in general. Probably the number is significantly higher than that. We're only talking about what was reported here. So listen, folks, this is a problem we're going to have to address. I don't know the answer. Maybe just admitting that we all do it is the first step in coming to a conclusion about this. I don't know. Let me know what you think. If you think I'm a terrible person because I've texted and drove before, maybe you're right. Let me know.